Greetings. If you don't know me by now, you should. I'm Garett Michaels, afternoon DJ at KFM-BFM, 100.7 here in San Diego. I've been dying to have the opportunity to do a beer thing. One of my favorite pursuits in life is drinking great beer. And we're hanging out at probably my favorite place to go drink fine beer, O'Brien's Pub in Kearny Mesa. First of all, this is the spot. This has been one of my favorite spots to go to for years in San Diego. Address is 4646 Convoy Street. So I'm here. I'm joined by Tyson Blake. Tyson is the GM here at O'Brien's and lead bartender, and you pretty much do everything. And of course today we're here to celebrate what's coming up this weekend at the San Diego County Fair. It is the San Diego International Beer Festival. I think it's the 10th one, right? Is this the 10th anniversary?
Yeah, 10th anniversary.
So I thought it would be a cool thing to do. I had to have somebody twist my arm into doing this. Not really. To see if Tyson and Tom would agree to allow us to invade their establishment here and have Tyson take us through beers. And I thought it would be a fun exercise, and I left this up to you, to take us through some beer styles perhaps that you will encounter at the San Diego International Beer Festival this weekend that perhaps we don't always drink all the time. Because, being here in San Diego, I think, we're very IPA-centric, and I drink IPA all the time. But sometimes you like to expand and spread out.
It's a great thing about San Diego is we have brewers here that brew every style really well. World-class beers across the board. So I know there's a lot of us that have that hop palate and look for the hoppiest thing on tap or the newest blend of hops on the aroma or in the glass there to take down, and that's definitely something we all seek. But there's always something flowing here in San Diego that will meet anybody's likes for sure.
So let's get into it. Let's I've asked you to sort of curate. Take us through some things, so let's get started. What are we going to start with?
Yeah, so I put together kind of several beers here in I think a pretty nice range, and all of them have won medals or are being featured as rare beers here at the fest this year at several sessions. We have 2 sessions on Friday, 2 sessions on Saturday, and 1 session on Sunday, and each of those sessions will feature a rare beer, so a really limited beer that you'll have one chance at that session to get. But first, let's start with the Steampunk Ale that Abnormal brewed for the 10th anniversary of the San Diego International Beer Festival. Abnormal is a brewing company that's just come up in the last, they literally just celebrated their first year, but it feels like they've been around for quite some time because they've brewed such a nice quality of product, and they have a tremendous amount of support and love in the community already. Derek Gallinosa is heading the ship down there and doing a great job, I think, in his brew house. So I asked him if he'd be down to brew an anniversary beer for this fest, and Tom came up with a fantastic idea with the theme of the fair being steampunk.
Right.
He's like, a steam ale, although we can't call it a steam ale,
right,
because Anchor Steam has
that
Anchor Steam. So California Common is pretty much the same thing, is exactly the same thing, which is basically a lager fermented at ale temperatures. Lagers ferment at cold temperatures. That's why they're much more subdued and light in flavor and aroma, and served really cold and to be crisp and refreshing. And ales are fermented at warmer temperatures. Ale above, lager low is kind of how I tell people to kind of remember that.
Right.
And they put off a lot more aroma, a lot more flavor. So you have a lager that's meant to be brewed, a beer that's meant to be brewed at cold temperatures, brewed at warmer temperatures, putting off a lot more aroma, fruitiness, and flavor. So that's what we're starting with today. I'm thirsty, so let's have a sip.
Cheers.
Salud. Let's go with Angry Orchard.
Angry Orchard. Now, what is this?
I know this is the gold medal winning cider this year.
Really?
Yeah, I know. No offense to Sam Adams, but I was completely surprised by this, and I know the cider panel of judges, and they're all professional.
Well, they had no idea going in.
No idea.
So they couldn't have any prejudice.
The cool part of judging, you literally get a number, and you're tasting against some of. There's some awesome ciders
There
out
are,
there.
yeah.
You know,
Absolutely,
there's some
man.
great ciders coming
I mean,
from.
when you walk into a place now, a bottle shop,
yeah.
the space taken up just for the ciders alone
I
is
just realized
incredible.
I
Yeah?
do this real quick.
Oh, left my
So
my
we
opener.
do it when we don't have a bottle cap.
You're a professional. Once
How it
again,
gets
you know what
done.
you're doing.
So yeah, this one, the Crisp Apple won gold against Wandering Angus
Right.
and the Two Towns and all these great ciders of Oregon.
And Vancouver and
Yeah.
British Columbia and
But it really, I mean, it's a really nice cider.
Right on.
So
Thank you.
bright, clean, sparkling, crisp, pleasant sweetness, but again, on the dry side. I think it's there's still a bit of sugar left in it, but it's a nice kind of refreshing, clean, bright, appley, tart.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
I mean it's definitely got sweetness.
Yeah.
but that tartness helps make it seem not so sweet.
Right.
There's 10% residual sugar in this, so that's a lot.
I mean,
for a
and
cider.
this is like the regular one, right? I mean, I can get this anywhere. This isn't like a special edition one.
So cider and now a mead, and then we're gonna roll back into beer. So we started with a beer, went to a cider, went to a mead. Mead's fermented honey water, basically.
Right.
Black raspberry is added to this one. Silver medal this year. They've won. This mead is their flagship. Redstone's out of Colorado, out of Boulder. They have won a ton of awards with this mead. They took gold this year with a sizer that they made, an apple mead that is freaking fantastic. It is. Oftentimes meads have a pretty good amount of residual sugar, so they end up being something that you kind of sip rather than take back like we took back that cider.
Right.
But this apple mead that they make is so drinkable because of that tartness that the apple provides.
But that is not this.
This is the black raspberry. This
Wow.
is the beer. This is the mead that they have won the most awards with.
Wow.
And it's fantastic. It's again, light, sparkling.
It's a lot lighter than I'm expecting for a
Yeah.
mead right off the bat.
Well, meads are honey water, so they're fermented honey goodness.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
that almost
beautiful.
looks like rosé.
Yeah, totally. So that's actually, you're doing one of the things that judges do first. They look at the beer, they check for clarity, they check for carbonation, they check for any kind of
Nice carbonation there. on the glass.
any kind of suspended particles, and they're gonna mark that in their mind or off on the beer. Then they take a look, and then they take a sniff, kind of like with food. You eat with your eyes first. With any kind of beverage, you drink with your eyes, and then you drink with your nose, and then you drink with your. Lots of bright kind of citrusy. Orange blossom honey, I believe, is the honey.
But you're
used for this.
definitely picking up the honey in this.
Yeah, big time honey. I mean, it's fermented.
And
honey
really,
water.
orange blossom honey is the best honey.
Yeah. Cool. So next, we're gonna move into the international side with last year's Best of Show winner, Straffa Hendrick, which is a quad.
Oh boy.
It is fantastic. Belgian style,
Wow.
strong dark ale.
Well, I'm looking forward to this.
Quadruple. This is an awesome beer. It won gold last year, and amongst all the gold medal winners, you do a Best of Show, of course, and it took the gold for Best of Show. So it is the best gold medal winning beer last year, and again this year it took gold.
Really?
Didn't win Best of Show, but
So
took gold again.
Wow.
2 years in a row.
That's pretty amazing.
Best Belgian strong dark ale, and it's just a fantastic beer. This De Haveman, the Half Moon, is the name of the brewery out of Bruges.
That's amazing. So I have not seen such good technique with removing one of those like that. I mean, like I've seen
I
Tommy
feel like
Arthur.
they came off pretty quick.
I've seen Tommy Arthur do it, before, because he's got the technique with how many twists and stuff he does
Yeah.
with the Lost Abbey bottles, right? But I have not seen that deft hand before.
Well,
You're a
seen
pro,
his hand?
obviously. You're a professional.
I pop a bottle or two a day. Doesn't need to be a large pour, but an important part of this is showing off the carbonation. So
Look at that.
yeah,
Wow.
you get a nice, like, good amount of lasting head in this beer, and it's just a really nice thing. I mean, you get to this is when you take a look at your beer.
Look at that thing.
And give it a good look first
that.
before, and then you enjoy that aroma. You let those bubbles kind of dissipate, and every little explosion of bubbles putting off more aroma for you, more hints of dark fruit and figs and raisins and caramelization.
That is a beautiful.
It's a beautiful beer. Look at that.
Look at that thing.
It is that dark,
Yep.
ruby, reddish brown that is just, it's fantastic. Look at all those bubbles. This
I know.
This is the
And
thing.
this is like natural fermentation.
Yeah,
Creating this.
so it's bottle conditioned.
Yep.
Hence the corking cage.
Yep.
Because if you put a cap on that thing,
Boom.
it could explode via transportation.
Yep.
But it's one of those things. This is what makes this beer great. Is that bottle conditioning, and the carbonation level. Belgian strong dark ales, quadruples, tend to have a pretty good amount of residual sweetness.
Sure.
And it can be, if it didn't have the carbonation and you can see those bubbles
Yep.
popping off on your beer, just continuously releasing that CO2, it makes it so much more drinkable. It can be something that is so sticky and palate coating, but you have a nice level of carbonation,
Right.
bright high level of carbonation, and it just makes that what might just be a palate coating sip turn into a gulp
Right.
really easily.
Which
So,
is why these are trouble.
yeah, they're trouble, but a great sharing beer. I mean, this
Oh, yeah.
size format bottle makes it something you share with friends.
Yeah, I mean, the camera guys,
We're saving some for you guys, I promise.
Oh, wow.
I told you.
Oh, wow.
That almost brulee, like it's like you just burnt sugar on top of creme brulee.
I mean,
it's that aroma. It's that.
This is a fantastic aroma. I
Yeah.
can just smell this damn thing.
It's like almost burnt sugar. It's like it's caramelized that much.
Wow.
In like the most pleasant way, of course.
All right, here we go.
The way that carbonation dances on your palate and then leaves all that
Wow.
caramelization, dark fruit.
Oh, that is a fantastic beer.
It's like dried plums.
Oh,
You
this
know,
is
not fresh plums, but like dried plums, like that caramelization that happens when you
Right.
when you dry a dark fruit. Figs and
Yep. No, this is definitely a sharing beer too, because if
grapes.
you drink too much of
It's
this,
almost like a vinous note.
yeah, if you drink too much of this by yourself,
Yeah.
jail. You could end up in jail.
Yeah, Uber.
Yeah,
Definitely Uber.
Definitely,
Definitely.
but wow, this
Because you're
is,
not going to get in a fight. You're going to hug someone.
No, this is definitely.
is like-
I'm
this is
feeling
a
I'm
hugging
feeling
beer.
very warm
I
and
kind of want to
loving
hug
right
the
now.
beer right now.
Yeah, why don't you? Just hold that.
So I'll talk real quick about a couple of beers that are going to be specially tapped at various sessions throughout the festival. We asked 5 breweries to hook us up with something fun and different and rare that they do. Asked Avery if they would put something out. They gave us a little selection of things that we could choose from.
One of my favorite.
Uncle Jacob Stout.
I've never had it,
Never had this?
but I love Avery. I mean,
This
there's.
beer is awesome.
I've rarely had. I don't think I've ever had a beer from Avery that I didn't at least find interesting, but many that
Yeah.
I love.
They are known for big beers.
Yes.
Small brewery, big beers.
Yes.
And they do big beers really well.
Yeah.
Uncle Jacob's is a bourbon barrel aged stout that they do. And each year it's a little different in alcohol, I believe. Yeah, 14.8% alcohol.
That should come with a warning label. It says, "Don't make any plans."
Make the right plans.
Yeah.
But this beer has been upwards of 17% in
Wow.
years past.
Really?
And they make several beers within that range of 15 to 19% alcohol. But they're all
God,
done
wow.
so well. They're all done in this perfectly layered combination of flavors and aromas, and every sip's a little different as it warms, and you go back to it and you're picking out all these cool little nuances, and the alcohol is playing a role in more than just
Right.
toasting you.
The buzz factor.
Yeah, the buzz factor. It's playing a role in flavor and aroma that in a great way. So this is one that I will always go back to in their range of barrel-aged non-sour ales. Really fantastic.
Sweet.
So that's going to be tapped at one of the sessions. Only 5 gallons of that, so it's going to be one.
Wow.
Super limited.
Super limited.
That's a little over 600 1-ounce pours. So 600 people will have a chance.
Wow.
Which is cool. Like that 600 people.
So you have to be. The thing is, you have
in line.
to be wise enough to be able to say,
Yeah.
I want that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you get at it. Another one, Firestone, one of my favorite breweries.
Love those guys.
Yeah,
They're
they
great
do great
beers.
beers. They again about partnership.
Yep.
Teamed up with Duvel.
Which I think is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's the first
two great
one.
breweries.
That's
more guys.
I mean, the fact that those two teamed up is just really, if you're a beer fan,
Yeah,
that is like the dream team.
that is probably the dream kind of acquisition. You teaming up with a Belgian brewery and an umbrella that has done great beers.
I mean, Duvel is pretty much
known.
the
Belgian Strong Golden.
the greatest, Belgian Strong Golden. Yeah, when I think of that style, Duvel's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so and it's readily available. The carbonation level is fantastic. It's approachable on multiple levels. I can get champagne drinkers to drink that any day.
Of course you can. And they have the custom glasses with the little etching at the bottom of the
Oh,
glass.
man.
And it's,
They have different artists doing
Oh, yeah, it's
glasses.
amazing.
We have some cool glasses here.
Yeah.
That will, when people order a bottle, we'll pour, and it's just like it's cool to see people's reaction to not just getting a plain glass with the word Duvel on it. It's like some crazy Japanese artist that like put together this gnarliness that you're like, that's awesome.
The whole aesthetic.
You're giving this to me?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but you have to bring it back.
Yes.
So we can give it to someone else.
So
Anyway,
tell us about this.
Bretta Rosé is
So
an
there
American wild ale fermented with raspberry.
So there's some Brettanomyces in this.
There's Brett, PDO, Lactose, Saccharomyces, a nice little combination of what they would call flora. It's
wild stuff.
Yeah. But done with raspberries, it's just a great, punchy, tart, sour raspberry beer that they've made available for us to have for this session, for one of the sessions as well. And it's really hard to get. It's super limited. Again, 600, slightly over 600 1-ounce pours of this will be available. So it's fun. This is the first year that we've had a say to be able to make this happen, and I'm really excited about it. To create, to really reach the beer geeks of the beer geeks kind of thing, and make them happy for these fests and these in particular sessions.
Once again,
But every session is going to have
Note to self,
a beer like this.
if you're going, this is one you want to be trying to track. If you're a beer geek, if you're a casual beer drinker, maybe not. But if you're a beer geek, this is one you want to be a destination beer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that. We have AleSmith Decadence 2014, which is the barrel-aged wheat wine. That's going to be their champion brewer of the year again, back-to-back years. They won last year. Champion brewers, so the most points via bronze, silver, and gold medals. Obviously more gold and silver than bronze, but they did a great job, and they've been gracious enough to pass down a barrel-aged Decadence. So wheat wine barrel. Oh my God, it's gonna be fantastic. And then we also have barrel-aged Victory at Sea.
Oh wow.
And then
That's not going to suck.
no, not at all. Fantastic. And then we're starting the fest the early session Friday. We'll have KBS from Founders, Kentucky Bourbon or Kentucky Breakfast Stout, which is a bourbon barrel-aged breakfast.
I've only
stout.
heard of that beer. I've never had that.
Yeah, it's kind of got that reputation. There's a lot of people in the beer geek community seek it out, grab it up, scoop it up when they can, or send it, trade it, send it to friends that they know will enjoy it, or share it with friends that enjoy it. So,
Or maybe not.
or not, or just drink it all by
Bring themselves. Yeah. Right.
which is totally acceptable because it's that kind of beer.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some really excited about those rare tappings, fun tappings throughout the fest. But there is so much beer and such a range that is made available for everybody. I mean, really. And the great thing is, I mean, it's an unlimited tasting thing. So if you don't like something, there's a dump bucket for you.
See ya.
You taste the next thing.
Right.
Yeah. Or you take a moment with it. Really tell yourself why you don't like it.
Right.
Maybe you'll change your mind that second sip.
I mean, what a wonderful way to explore beer. I mean, that's what this is about. This is about
You get
beer.
to explore the world.
Yeah,
of
man.
Beer.
Your beer exploration. What
International.
a great deal. Well, that's what it is, man.
Yeah. Exploring the world via beer.
Once again, it's about discovery and exploration. Yeah.
It's neat.
So what do we have over here?
Okay.
This looks like.
Save the big boy for last.
Yeah, I know. So I'm sitting here, and I'm hanging out very closely to
The Serpent Stout from Lost Abbey,
My-
silver medal this year.
my dear and evil friend Tommy Arthur's beer.
Yeah. Tommy. Yep.
Nothing but trouble.
Makes
that guy.
great beer across the board, this guy.
Hell of a good guy.
Hell of a good guy.
So we're gonna drink this one.
Should we?
Oh, I think we should. I'm just saying.
I feel like it'd be weird just having it here
no,
at
it'd be
the table and we didn't
it
drink
bummed me
it.
out. It bummed me out if this was here and we were not gonna like.
Yeah, I
get
don't
into
want to
this.
bum. I don't want to bum you out.
Thanks, man.
It'd be weird. It'd be
So did you do the appropriate? What is it? How many turns? Because I'm telling you, Tommy's got a thing like it's got like a certain number of turns to take the cage off.
I think it's evil number 6.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it was about 6.
Is it? All right, here we go.
But this should be just fantastic.
Oh wow! Look at that.
That's sexiness right there.
That was gentle, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, you never like some of them can be really excited.
Yeah.
I just want to get out of this bottle
Right.
so bad.
Right.
And some of them are like, oh my God, thank you for releasing me. Now make room in your glass so I can get in there.
So Tommy is up to no good, by the way.
Always.
Like he's making some really. He and his team are making some really amazing
And
stuff.
Across the board, they make awesome beer.
Yep.
I mean, they started that hop concept thing. That I think is a really cool idea. You know, just
I know.
those 3-word descriptor
Yep.
that draws you in. Going from that beer to this beer,
Yeah.
the beer will be your cracker.
Right.
It could totally do the trick when you're going from something caramelized and dark fruity,
Right.
brulee sugar kind of flavors to something rich and dark and roasty and round and creamy.
I mean, this is even I've had this beer, so
Ugh.
even before getting into this beer,
You're dirty.
this is a manly beer right here. Oh boy.
I forgot to tell you this is aged.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Of course it's
We put a couple years on this for you.
Really? Wow. So the aroma on this is just mind blowing.
Right?
So this is the deal. This weekend, if you're looking for a place to go and do and enjoy incredible beer and incredible selection of beer, you got to go to the 10th Annual San Diego International Beer Festival. All the details available at SanDiegoBeerFestival.com. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, June 17th through the 19th. I honestly cannot think of a better way to spend a weekend hanging out drinking these beers.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
You combine the fair, because you have to get into the fair to get into the fest.
Yeah.
So since you're already there,
Right.
I mean, either you ride rides before the fest or you ride rides after.
Yeah.
After either way is going to be fantastic.
I would much rather hang out at the beer festival than get in line to ride the zipper,
Yeah.
I mean,
you
the
have a lot
zipper's
more
fun.
patience for lines
Right.
after the beer festival.
true.
You're like, all right, I'm good. That's good. People watch a little bit.
Right.
Oh, that's a funny
You
costume.
want to get on the roundup?
That person really got into the steampunk.
Yeah, right on.
You know,
on them.
It's neat. So
Good on
maybe
them.
go check out some cattle, some livestock. Put your hand in a cow.
Yeah, sure. Because they're
Whatever
friendly.
you're into.
Whatever you're into, man.
If
So,
you're into beer,
right on.
come through.
Tyson Blake, GM, lead bartender, hell of a good guy. Cheers, brother.
Cheers, man.
Thanks for having me at your place,
Thanks for
man.
having me.
O'Brien's Pub, one of the greatest places in San Diego and really all of America to enjoy beer. And I would highly recommend you come and hang out with us sometime. We're going to have to make this right.
We should.
We should. We got to do this.
It's too comfortable.
Right? I mean, this is our spot. Cheers.
Oh. Yeah, it's good. Good way to end right there.